Our theme for today is God challenges you to be a doer. This comes from the life of Solomon, part 9, from 1 Kings chapter 9, verses 4 and 5. This is God speaking. Now, if you walk before me as your father David walked, in integrity of heart and in uprightness, to do according to all that I have commanded you, and if you keep my statutes and my judgments, then I will establish the throne of your kingdom over Israel forever, as I promised David your father, saying, you shall not fail to have a man on the throne of Israel. In our last lesson, we explained about how King Solomon had dedicated the temple. He dedicated himself and all the people of Israel to follow the Lord. But it seems that Solomon's heart was not completely following the Lord. In that last lesson, we talked about how God had met Solomon and challenged him a second time. And yet previously, if you recall the first time God talked with Solomon, it was, what would you like me to give you? And Solomon said, I need the wisdom to follow you. I need your blessing. But now God had to appear to Solomon a second time. It was as though the first time was not enough. Well, I kind of suspect that Solomon's heart was not staying close to the Lord. There's something he was holding back. Could it have been pride, or maybe feeling too good about all of his accomplishments? And here God is trying to urge him to come back, keep your heart honest, to keep doing what's right. And God would guarantee to bless him and his future generations, that there would be from his family someone to sit on the throne of Israel. Well, the interesting fact about Solomon's family to sit on the throne of Israel forever, if you recall, let me share a hint about the future of Solomon's family. The whole country of Israel really did not go well. And there was a time when the kings just could no longer follow God and the kingdom failed. So God punished them and still would say, please come back to me. But the Jewish people were so stubborn, stiff-necked. And even though God urged them to come back, God knew it was time and called the enemies to come and to destroy them and take them to another country. Now, did this mean that God's promise failed? No, it's not that. As you recall, David's family, we know that in the future there was a seed from his family that did come. It was Jesus Christ, who was the Messiah. He was the promised Messiah who should appear and would sit on the throne of Israel forever. So God did not break his promise here, but it seems as though he may have postponed it, but he would never break his promise. Now, it seemed before that Solomon was a great man, but he was not perfect. Oh, he had a wonderful start. It looked like he would have made a great Messiah. But in the next lesson, we're going to find out that Solomon had a weakness. But back to our theme for today, God challenged Solomon to change his heart back to the Lord. He saw him going away. What about you? Don't we every day go away from the Lord? We need to learn to live right, have a right relationship with God. Let me tell you, there's a key to living right, and it's not by doing it on your own power. You will fail. But with the Lord, as He helps you, you can succeed. So why not ask the Lord to help you, to do right, to honor Him? Come back again tomorrow and see what happens about Solomon's weakness.